March 18th. Today's assignment is very similar to the assignment that you had on Monday. You're going to write notes while you view this YouTube video. One thing that's different is you're going to submit your notes on the Canvas page, and you'll find that right below the link for this YouTube video. You're submitting a picture of your handwritten notes on Canvas instead of through Remind. This is a daily grade just like it was on Monday, so please make sure that you do that. Today we're talking about the vertex on the outside of the circle. If you'll notice, Monday we talked about the vertex on the inside of the circle. Here is the definition. Angles outside of a circle can be formed by the intersection of, new vocabulary word, or two tangents, two secants, or a secant and a tangent. Remember those words that we've talked about recently. For all three of those scenarios, you're going to have the same formula. And it's written out here in the mathematical language of the measure of the angle is half of the difference. On Monday, we had the sum. Today, we have the difference, which means to subtract, the measure of the large arc and the measure of the smaller arc. So here, you will see that we have several different scenarios, but all of them have the same formula. You'll notice the angles are outside of the circle. This is formed by a tangent line and a tangent line. Here we have two secant lines. Still, the angles outside of the circle. Here we have a tangent and a secant. For all three of these scenarios, it's very similar to Monday's. Instead of adding the two arcs, we're actually going to be subtracting them. So you'll hear me say a ton. Large arc minus smaller arc divided by 2 equals the angle. Again, if you will notice, the definition here is the angle is equal to the large arc minus the smaller arc divided by 2. In this picture right here, you'll notice the large arc is here, the smaller arc is here, and the angle is hanging out here. Like I said, the vertex of the angle is outside of the circle, so the angle is right here. So large minus small divided by 2. Now, you'll find example 1 right here. In example 1, you first need to identify we're trying to find the angle. This is the angle. You want to say the large arc. In this case, the large arc is 65 degrees. 65 minus the small arc, small, minus 15 degrees, because that's the smaller arc, divided by 2 will give you the angle measure. In this case, 65 minus 15 gives us 50, and 50 divided by 2 gives us 25 degrees. That's how much the angle is. That is equal to 25 degrees. For example 2, if you'll notice, they're asking us to find the one of the arcs. In this case, I'm going to look at my picture. Arc AB is the smaller arc right here. So we're looking for the smaller arc. They gave us the large arc, large, and they gave us the angle measure, angle. It's now our job to plug in what we know into the formula. So it's angle 27 is equal to the large arc, which is 70. For things that we don't know, we're finding missing variables here. We would put an x all over 2. Now, this is very similar to what we did yesterday, or Monday. We're going to multiply by 2 here. Multiply by 2. We get 54 is equal to 70 minus x. You solve it by subtracting 70. And I get a negative 16 is equal to a negative x. I divide by negative 1, and x is equal to 16 degrees. Now, that is the arc. AB. The small arc is AB is equal to 16 degrees. For example 3, we're going back to find measure of an angle. And we're actually trying to find this angle again on the outside. Well, our formula is still the same. We still need to say large arc minus small arc divided by 2 gives us the angle. Well, it's a really weird scenario on this one. They only gave us a measure of one arc, and it's this large arc out here. But if you'll notice, a little tricky scenario here is this large arc is 260 degrees. And if you'll recall, an entire circle is 360. This only happens when we have two tangents here. Tangent and tangent. So what you're going to have to do to find the small arc is you're going to have to say 360. That's how many total degrees are in a circle, minus 260. It will give you 100 degrees. This is our large arc. That value right there will be your smaller arc. It's 100 degrees. So all you have to do now is say your large arc of 260 minus your smaller arc of 100 divided by 2. So 260 minus 100 will give us 160 divided by 2. That means our angle measure is 80 degrees. So your angle is, measure of angle 1 is 80 degrees. Now go to the Canvas page and work the circle examples that I've given you.